Hi all, welcome back. Okay, so for today's session, we'll be targeting JIRA software from the testing side. Okay, testing side. It means from the testing side, like we have different tasks to do, right? As a QA person, okay, as a tester profile. Okay, so uh, during the SDLC, right? During the SDLC, that is the software development life cycle, there are different phases. Likewise, the requirement, I'll write in short: requirement gathering or requirement collection and analysis, right? Analysis. Then we have okay, another phase. That one is the designing, right? Then we have next one phase. That one is the coding, and the next one is the testing phase, right? Testing phase. And once we're done with the testing, then deployment happens. Deployment phase, right? Okay. Okay. Then and the last one is the maintenance phase. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Maintenance phase, right? Okay. Right. Maintenance phase. And like during testing phase, we are basically performing two kind of testings. Okay. And one is system testing, that is the SIT, and another one is the UAT testing. Fine. So these are the type of testing we are basically performing during the testing phase. And for this particular testing phase, we are following one life cycle, that is the software testing life cycle. Okay, and within the software testing life cycle also we are having a different phases, right? So which we have covered in the theory sessions. So in the testing life cycle, like we are mostly focusing on the testing documentation, that is the test plan. Okay, let me write here. Okay, let me give some indent. Fine. So during testing phase, right, we are following STLC, that is the software testing life cycle. And during this phase, we are mainly focusing upon the test document, right? Test plan. Then we are mainly focusing upon test scenarios. Okay, test scenarios and test cases. Okay, test cases. Once we done with this, right, like deriving the test scenario, then writing up the test cases, right? So in order to have a requirement traceability matrix, we are like in order to have the requirement mapping and test case mapping, we are creating the RTM documentation, right? Okay, so once we done with the documentation part, later on, once we receive the build, right? Once we receive the build from the development team or from the right DevOps engineers, right? Then we'll be moving ahead and we'll be performing the actual testing, right? So once we receive the software build, okay, once we receive the software build from the dev team, right, we'll be performing basic level of testings on that build in order to check the stability. So for that purpose, basically we are performing smoke and sanity testing, right? Based on the build stability, smoke or sanity testing, we are going to perform. Sanity testing we are performing. Okay, so once we done with the basic health checkup of the build, like if the build main critical functionalities are working up, then we are going into the detailed testing, right? Okay, fine. So during detailed testing, we are implementing different types of techniques, right? And like for execution, for the execution phase, what I'll do now, like I'll write here the execution phase. Okay, the test case execution phase. Okay, and during test case execution phase, like we'll be performing different types of testings, functional, non-functional, right? Based on the test types. Okay. So once we like done with like during execution, we'll able to find the defects, right? Whenever there is a mismatch into the actual and expected result. So for that particular failed test case, okay, during execution we'll be having two kind of status for the test cases, that is pass or fail, right? Based on that, if the test case is failed, right, so for that situation we are going to raise the bug, right? So for the bug raising, right? For the bug raising, one moment guys, I'm getting call. Okay, so yes, during the test execution phase, we'll be checking for the test case whether it is pass or fail. Based on that, if the test case is fail for that particular reason, we are raising the bug, right? Okay. So yeah, so these all are the documentations we are maintaining into the Excel format. Till now we have seen about the Excel format, right? So how we are going to perform these activities, testing phase activities in JIRA, that today we are planning. Okay. So on the yesterday or day before yesterday, we discussed about the requirement, that is when it comes to the agile scrum, right? We have requirement in terms of user stories. Okay, then yeah, a designing team doing their task, a coding team, that is the development team, they're doing their task, and from the testing side we also need to work upon this tool, right? So yeah, let me share my screen for the Jira. Is it visible guys?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Notepad open.
Okay, so yeah, guys keep on mute. Okay, so yes, let's move to the Jira, right? Okay, fine. I'll go to the board. Okay, so in the previous session, like we have created the different tasks, subtasks, right? From here, from this main button, we can create story, bug, epic, right, based upon the our requirement. Okay, so for today we'll be morely focusing upon the testing part. So for in order to perform testing into the Jira, we need this plugin, that is Zephyr plugin. Okay, I'll write steps for that as well. Let me go to the okay. So first step, okay, I'll explain in detail. Okay, firstly we'll see in a flow. Okay, first step we need to perform, that is install Zephyr plugin. Okay, we need to install this plugin. Okay. Okay. So from where we need to install and all that we'll see. Okay, firstly we'll see the entire flow. Okay, so this plugin is needed for the testing purpose, right? So as we have covered, like during testing, we need to design first the test plan, right? So a second step is to design the test plan. Okay, second step is to design test plan. I'll be covering questions post this stepwise session. Okay. Second step is to design the test plan. Okay. So we simply need to see here. Okay. We have options: test case, then we have test cycle, then we have test plan. So firstly, we need to create a test plan. See, for now, nothing yet here, right? That means a test plan is not created. I just need to click upon new test plan. Click here. Okay, just need to provide the test plan name. I'll write simple test plan 001. For example, this one is my test plan. Okay, then what is the objective for this particular test plan? For example, I have created this test plan for a sprint one only. For now, let's consider this test plan is created for a particular sprint only. Okay, so I'll write the objective during sprint. For example, we have sorry, we have targeted 2 user stories. During this sprint, we have targeted 2 user stories. Okay, fine, user stories, and we need to do, okay, we need to perform the testing. We need to perform testing for the same. Okay, likewise. So yeah, likewise we have defined the objective as well. Okay, and for this, like here we have label, we can simply put it as test plan. Okay, for example, this one is the label, as well as we are targeting this for the sprint one only. So I'll also write a sprint one. Likewise, we can create our custom labels. Okay, and once we done with this first detail tab, right, I'll move to the another traceability. Okay, fine. Actually, we need to, okay, let me, okay, So for now these items are not created. Okay, let me check for the save options. Okay, let's try one more time. Okay, I have made some changes into the access level. Okay, now firstly we'll create entire sprint level okay, a plan, that is the test plan. Okay, test plan, for example, first I have just created up the folder, right? Let me create the test plan again. For example, this one is the test plan, sorry, 0 1, fine. Objective, likewise we are targeting the sprint 1 features for testing, sprint 1 features for testing, right? Okay, fine. Then label we can put up like test plan as per our project. Okay, then we are targeting up this for example, sprint 1. Okay, now here you'll see the save option is enabled now. Okay, I have made some changes into the permission level. Okay, so there are another additional options, guys, you can map here and all, but for now just let's create a basic stuff first. Okay, now see, the test plan first is created. Okay, let me go to that particular test plan. So this one is the test plan only. Okay, fine. Now let me again click upon the plugin. Now, okay, now here you'll see we have just now created the test plan here. That this one is the first test plan. Okay, so yeah, fine. Okay, let me click upon that particular test plan. Okay, so for now, okay, there are status for now we just have drafted, right? We need to and for now I'm just keeping, okay, keeping as it is. Okay, so first step is to design the test plan. Okay, and based on test plan, like further we need to go for test cases and sorry, test scenario and test cases. So the next step is to see, next step is to create the test scenario and test cases. Okay, to derive the test scenario and test cases. Okay, so fine, let me go to the tool again. Okay, let me go to here. Okay, fine. So here we'll see, okay, we have a test case tab, right? So based upon see, inside the test plan only we can define the scope as well. Okay, inside the test plan only we can map the requirement. Here the requirement are in terms of the user stories, right? Whatever requirement are in terms of user stories, we can either create new one or we can map existing one. Okay, here we have search button, right? We can just, okay, for now, okay, we can just search for our specific project, right? User story, for example, let me search. See, for now, for example, we have this already. We have targeted this 2 user stories for particular sprint. We can map the particular user stories over here, right? So likewise, okay, likewise we can map and we can just save. Okay, so in a similar manner, the different tasks we have created from the testing side, okay, and that also we can map. Now let's focus upon the test cases. Okay, here in the first tab you'll see a folder. We can see here you'll see first tab. Okay, for the test case is the detail. We can simply give the name test case, for example 001. We can give the objective, that is the test case title. We can have the test case title to verify the login functionality, for example. Okay, precondition we can put up like URL, whatever the preconditions are required that we can put up, right? So see, we can update the status. For now we are just drafting. We can assign the we can assign the priority. Different functionalities are there, right? And the most important is to have, see, for now I have just added some basic details, right? So then in the second tab we can add the different steps. Likewise we used to add, that is visit URL, for example. Okay, then we have test data. For that we can have URL, we can enter URL, for example google.com, likewise, and we can update the expected result, like user should able to visit the website. Okay, likewise we can add the new steps as well. Okay, okay, so we need to add different steps. For now here we'll see the save option is not enabled. Okay, let me try one more time. We need to go to the zipper plugin, right? Okay, in that test case, see, for now here, okay,